Opportunity lost. Breaking buildings, burning structures, shattering windows in Seattle, killing and violence, rage and stimulus induced activities. To make change and cause progress to go faster. For suffering to end, poverty to cease, and bad people to go away. Most of the problems happening have to do with the decision making to keep thinking, keep trying to have thoughts about how to solve the problem, to keep listening, to keep watching, to keep staring, to keep believing. There's no choice like shutting the window peacefully, ignoring the protesting, energy-filled excitement now with all of the protests and all of the world in the pandemic, lockdown, quarantine. There's a stimulus with fire, with breaking and hormonal aggression to solve the thinking problem about how to end racism, inequality, poverty, abuse, and infinite suffering. People have thought and have been thinking about how to end what's being explained now as the problem. They've prayed, they've marched, they've died, they've written books, teaching at Harvard, and have names like Cornel West and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton. Celebrities included, famous people, leaders. And everybody keeps communicating socially. Building a bigger group, getting more people, more tension built. Causing a disruption like now and demanding the problem stop. Everybody has smothered the problem and done a good job, succeeded. making a micro bubble imaginatively containing the identified parts to the system and the processes destroying the world now. And unfortunately, repeating the same conditions in place now in the bigger world. Causing almost a simulation to get data and information, to make a new simulation, until maybe someone destroys the entire planet, the whole Earth world, failing to succeed. Doing this work makes small legal drug world, society, cities, color coordinates, style, empowers people to spy and be voyeurs, keeping track of their neighbors next door in the apartment they live next to now, sharing information to those who are willing to be a fighter and a warrior. The opportunity lost in this description, in these words, in this language, in this thinking and thought process, with this system of change, has to do with what's needed to make what's being told and said as the needed adjustment. A 100 people marching down the street, staring at people, are visually spectacular. 1,000 people grouping up and storming a media, news, business are scary and jaw-dropping. A million people in a large part of the world, in a noticeable part of the world, burning down a business, throwing a rock through a window, are eye popping and opening. Eye opening. They give novelty to consciousness and sadly provide repetitiveness to history. And the neurons and the synapses in the brain, they connect, update, and repeat. A motivated, inspired, and determined person, human, friends, network of people, a social bonded, goal-directed, task, searching, learner, solver, voice, letter, word, number, sound. Walking into a college, walking into the people in charge of the college, walking towards the place who's in charge of the people in charge of the college, who are in charge of the college, who are in charge of information and data, demanding to solve the problem. Reach the end of the problem and the beginning to a better world they've previously described in their thought process and words and images and art and sermons in churches. And the people in the process demanding college for their needs to solve a problem are forced and obligated to respect the benefit they're seeking to achieve and the information and the data in place where they're trying to go. And no longer can use violence and destruction and danger and caution and hysteria to achieve their objective. Two different outcomes: rebuilding, more energy, more materials, more climate change, less progress, more rules, more restrictions, more people fighting. Thousands, hundreds, millions, trillions, gazillions fixing, building, achieving, and eliminating. Together. With strength and power and calm. The end.